Do you want to learn how to use the Queen Charge Lavaloon attack strategy at Town Hall 10? Well, in this guide, I'm going to teach you everything from base identification, also to how to start your Lavaloon with this attack strategy. With that being said, let's jump straight into the guide. The first thing with any Queen Charge Lavaloon attack strategy is to basically take a look at the base design, focus in, and try to take a look at where the CC and where the Queen is. And then you also want to try and take a look at where the air supers are pointing. And if we take a look at this, we notice that from this side, we can notice that the air super is definitely pointing in the direction of a good Queen Charge area. However, it is not covering as much DPS. This then allows us to actually get a little bit more value from it, and we don't have to really worry about the air super all too much. So definitely that's something to consider, especially if we're going to be breaking into this area. Now, again, why did I say that? Why are we choosing this side? Well, specifically, if we take a look at it, we can actually get a multi-inferno from there. That's a lot of good value, and as we break into here like this and use the jump spell along with the wall breakers, we are then able to jump into the base and actually get as much value as possible. So that's definitely something to consider when you guys are using this. Now, the next thing is learning the key objectives that you're going to need in order to do so. So if we go ahead and take a look at where is the enemy CC and also the enemy Queen. Well, we can obviously tell that they're in the center, and we could also even get the multi-inferno and the 2 air defenses fairly easily. So those are going to be your main key objectives, along with getting some extra pieces of value, which is going to include the expos, the air sweepers, the wizard towers, and also the archer towers. So really important to try and get them. You can even try and get Teslas as well. Those are huge in terms of value. Now, the other thing is learning how many hounds are you going to need, or how many hounds should you bring? Well, 1 hound is going to be used for 2 air defenses that your Queen Charge will get, and 2 hounds if your Queen Charge gets 1 air defense. So you really want to try and make sure to break that down and minimize it to that. Now, the next thing is setting the funnel for your Queen Charge. You're going to be specifically using the King and the Baby Dragon to try and set that funnel, since you don't have an Electro Dragon. Now, the other thing is that you want to try and use a Coconut Loon in order to soak up any Seeking Air Mines for that Baby Dragon. The other thing is, when you use the wall breakers, first use a test wall breaker, and then if the multi is hitting over the wall, use a freeze and then send your wall breakers in. This is going to help you a ton with trying to deal with trying to charge your Queen in with wall breakers. Now, a good example of using the Rage is right here, with the Rage encompassing the Queen and the healers. That's extremely important. But you also want to use the Rage spell specifically when the Queen is in dire need of it. So just like there, again, he was going into the CC, or the CC was going into that Queen, and then he needed to keep that Queen alive, so using the Rage to keep that Queen alive along with having her destroy that CC a little bit faster was specifically what it was trying to aim for. Now, again, you really want to try and make sure that you can get the enemy CC and enemy Queen, as we see right here. And remember to pop the Queen's ability only when absolutely necessary. Popping it when the Queen is at red is usually a good idea. Now, you've gotten all the value that you needed in order to get this. You've gutted the core of the base, you've gotten enough value from it. It's now time to start your Lavaloon portion. And if we go ahead and pause right here, we're on the screen right here, down at the bottom, you're going to see the number of loons that you're going to be needing in order to hit each of these defenses. Now, again, you want to try and make sure that you can keep them a group. If we look at right here, we have 3 loons going in here, 3 loons going in here. This then allows us to then go to these 2 structures. This then allows us to then clump up here and also go over to the multi-inferno. So you want to try and make sure you have enough loons to clump up onto defenses just in time, so that then the hound can tank enough and also the loons can one-shot a lot of those defenses. So you really want to try and make sure that you can really continuously do so. Now, again, that is really how you guys are going to be planning your pathing, because sometimes your pathing can change because the Queen Charge took out another defense and that really didn't mean to happen. So, or something like that. So definitely you never know when your queen charge is going to get more value than just shown, but definitely you want to try and make sure that you can get as much value as possible. Make sure that when you guys are using your hastes to get those loons straight in. So it's definitely something to really think about. Now, you don't always have to bring a lot of hastes. However, hasting the loons into the base to get key defenses down is really important. And the other thing is bringing in minions for cleanup, because you never know if you're going to time fail with this attack. So bringing just enough minions is going to help you a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at this base design yet again. And the first thing that you guys probably notice is that the air defenses are on one side. This is really good base identification. This then allows you to identify where is a good spot to actually, use your queen charge in. And again, notice that one lava hound is being used here. 5 healers are also being used, just like the last attack, where again the healers are going to be specifically used on the queen, so that then it can heal her up. 4 healers will actually keep her alive. However, that 5th healer will diminish in its healing. So you want to try and make sure that you bring 5 healers in case you know that there's going to be a seeking air mine in an area where it's going to be tripped up by one of those healers. So you really want to try and make sure to completely identify that when you guys are doing this attack. Now, one of the things is, where's a good area to queen charge? Well, if we take a look at here, we can queen charge right here. The reason being is because we're going to be able to get the CC and the queen along with the air sweeper and also an inferno, and get 2 air defenses for really a very low price. And we can also even get some wizard towers and also some archer towers. That's a huge help for this, and it could really mean a lot. Which means that we can then start sending in the Lavaloon portion like this. And we don't really need the Lava Hound to tank for all so much, because we're going to have the queen charge continuing to move into the base with the jump. So definitely that is something to consider. Now again, another thing that's being used here is the test wall breaker and also the freeze and then the wall breakers, just so that then the wall breakers are able to guaranteed open the wall, so that then the queen can break in. So definitely really important to understand. Again, making sure to funnel your queen in with the baby dragon and also the king on the opposite side to set the funnel is what's really important. If we take a look at the army camp here, notice how a funnel has been set for the queen. This allows her to then continue to walk here. And if we take these army camps out, this allows the king to walk here and continue the funnel. So it's really, really important that you try and keep the king away from the queen as much as possible. So that then, rather than the king going in with the queen, she actually instead, or the king instead, goes here and the queen goes here. They are separated and the healers will not move over to the king. Now you really want to try again to make sure and get the CC and queen as much as possible, poisoning the enemy CC to kill it. And again, the poison or the rage spell was used in order to take out the enemy CC and the enemy queen at the same time. The poison was used also to slow down that queen. Poison does slow down the heroes. So really make sure that you guys know that when you guys are doing this, because sometimes it may be very useful. Again, use the rage spell specifically when the queen is going to need it, especially if she's on red, and pop her ability if absolutely necessary. Now again, if we take a look at the Lavaloon portion here, we see a few more groups of loons. We see actually 4 loons going in with the Stone Slammer. However, he is not using the Lava Hound just yet, and here is the reason why. Because there is no air defense right there that the Hound can actually tank for, the loons are actually going to start moving into the base, and he's just going to wait for that Hound and be patient. You can see that the queen took out 3 air defenses, and then that left that 1 air defense that can be taken out by the enemy, or I'm sorry, by the loons there. So it's really important to consider this when you guys are doing this attack strategy. Just trying to make sure that you can get as much value as possible is almost a must with this, and trying to get really all of the value that you can, specifically the air defenses, because those are going to be huge. But if you're seeing a base where all of the splash and the archer towers on one side and then you've got some archer towers and mostly air defenses on the other side, those are going to be things that you really want to try and look for. So try and look for all of the air defenses to try and be on one side. If you can really take advantage of that, then that is really going to help you. Just remember to be patient with sending in your Lava Hound. With that being said, let's get on to the next one. So again, we kind of take a look at this base design here, and again, notice how the air defenses are on one side of the base. So again, we can kind of see, all right, well, we can get one air defense from here, specifically because of this little moat area. The queen can hit over that, meaning that we can get the one air defense that's right here. However, as we use the quad quake, which can be used, as I said, it is going to be trying to get as much value as possible. If we take a look at from going in from right here, we're able to get 2 wizard towers, 2 expos, and we can also get the multi-inferno. But the only problem is from entering in with this side is going to be the airstream placement. The airstream placement right here is going to be able to push back those healers from there. It's a little bit more exaggerated. It's going to be about there. But you guys can definitely still tell exactly how far really that airstreamer is going to push back the troops. So what this means is that it's a little bit more of a high risk, high reward area to queen charge. So you really want to try and make sure, again, to get the CC and queen so that then you can actually get a little bit more value with your queen charge, and also that will save you with your Lavaloon attack. So you really want to try and make sure that. But remember, if you're only getting one of the air defenses, then you want to use 2 Lava Hounds. This is where it comes into play. So trust me, I do know exactly what I'm talking about with this. So you really want to try and make sure that you identify this. Try to listen to everything that I am saying within this video, and I hopefully you guys have. So definitely, if you guys can see that the queen is going to make her way over to the entry point of choice, which again is going to be specifically right here. Now again, I did say that, you know, bring 2 Lava Hounds if you're only going to get 1 air defense. However, again, it's on your personal preference. So as the queen starts to move in, we notice that we can get to this air defense right here. However, again, if the queen's AI goes rogue, then we might actually continue to move the queen this way rather than moving the queen this way. So it's definitely a, you know, high risk, high reward in terms of this entry point. And definitely if your queen is going to go like this way or if she's going to go this way. Again, you don't know. And as we see, the queen's AI is definitely not in range of this air defense, and rather she's going to miss it and go this way because there are defenses a little bit closer to her from that side, which means, again, notice how we're only going to be able to get 1 of the air defenses. And definitely the plan of this attack was to get the second air defense and also the CC and queen without really, you know, too much effort. But you can see again that the queen is going to still be able to get through this as long as you have that rage spell encompassing the healers. Now again, that was definitely very risky, to have the queen not pop the queen's ability or use a rage. Now again, if you're going to be engaging into that CC, you want to try and make sure that you use a rage. Now with this attack, you will not have a second rage, and that means that you are going to have to pop the queen's ability when your queen gets into a sticky situation. That is specifically the reason that you would be trying to use that. But again, you want to try and be careful at where you sort of start your queen charge and where those airstreamers are. And again, if we take a look at exactly what's going through, we can see 3 loons going in, we can see 4 loons, and they're all trying to clump up so that then they could start moving into the base and start moving into those air defenses. That is what's really important. Now just remember that there is a multi-inferno here, so that means that again you want to try and get as much value as possible with the Lavaloon portion. So this is going to include using those haste spells. Try to get the loons, especially if you have some loons going into an air defense, try to get that air defense down. That's going to be huge. So using the haste spell there in order to get them to those key defenses like infernos and also air defenses are going to be huge to getting through any base design. So really trying to make sure to do that is going to be extremely important. Now that is really, guys, going to do it for this guide. This guide has explained really everything that you guys need to know about it, from using how to use the jump, how you guys can use the wall breakers to break in, to how to use a quad quake. So definitely you really want to try and really understand exactly how you guys can use this attack strategy. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, turn on notification bells, and that is going to do it, guys. Also, don't forget to join my community Discord server and the X Humanity Family Discord if you have what it takes. And if you want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, feel free. The link to it is going to be in the description below. With that being said, my name is Corrupt, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.